Hey guys, this is Dina from dinadraws.com, and today I just quickly want to share a technique that I think it really pays to practice. So this is a drill I really recommend. And using this technique has helped me eliminate a lot of backruns and texture in my washes. So here's the way I was taught to do gradient wash. You pick up color on your brush and you add water to your brush, you remove color, you kind of manage color, manage water, and work your way across the page so that your color transitions as you go. So here that is with two colors. I'm starting to incorporate some green into my orange. I'm managing the amount of color, the dilution of that color on my brush, and I'm managing the amount of water on my brush as I work my way across this gradient wash. So this works, but I'm prone to getting texture and backruns here. To smooth things out, it is much more efficient to use two brushes for a technique like this. This requires a little practice, but the results are well worth it because it becomes very efficient and very streamlined. In this technique, I have one brush. I'm going to use my synthetic squirrel to add paint to paper, so that's its only job. I add my orange pigment to my paper, and I use a wet or damp synthetic sable brush in this instance to manage the pigment and manage the water. So the job of this brush is just to work what I've added to my page across my page. Water management happens after the pigment has been added. So I switch colors by washing my squirrel brush, adding my green to my page, switch back to my synthetic sable brush, and use that water-managed brush to work the pigment back toward the other area of pigment. These two will interact, flow together, and fundamentally it will just be a much smoother transition because my water management is so much easier this way. This is what this looks like, working two colors towards each other, starting with the plan at either end. So I add my red pigment to my page with my synthetic squirrel brush. I wash the brush, change the color, add the other desired destination color to the other side of my gradient. I switch my brush entirely, pick up a brush that is dedicated just to water management, and then I can really focus on creating a smooth transition between these two colors. I can move from color to color in this opposite color pairing by washing my brush and just gently joining these two areas together and letting them flow. So the proof is in the pudding. Let's look at how these look after I've allowed them to fully dry. So here we have everything dry, and you see that I have a fairly successful go of it in my first gradient wash. Introducing another color introduces a lot to think about, and I lose track of my water management a bit. And if you take a look at how my two brush blends look, on average, they just look much, much better than my single brush gradients. So I highly and strongly encourage you to practice this technique. Practice it in washes, practice it in squares, practice it in small contextual paintings. And the more comfortable you become with switching brushes frequently throughout your work and using a dedicated brush to really work that water management, keeping things flat, not puddling, and just smoothly moving across that page, the more consistent and flat you will be able to make your washes. This is not always how I paint. In fact, it's infrequently how I paint. But I find that this level of control over color and this level of control over water management really helps all the other types of painting, all the other types of techniques, and all the other types of things that I might want to accomplish with water media. It just helps those things along. I hope this has been helpful, and I really would love to know if you've tried this two-brush technique and if you've had good experiences using it in your work. Until next time, take care, stay safe, happy painting.